This evening, a second case of monkeypox confirmed in Guyana. Multi-million-dollar roadworks on Aubrey Barker Road have commenced. Go Local Guyana owner surrenders after stabbing reputed wife over a dozen times. In the region, Argentina's inflation, boom in cross-border trade with Bolivia, and internationally, UK sees over 80% energy price hike amid cost of living crisis. Welcome to another broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The second case of monkeypox has been confirmed in Guyana. This was announced by Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, during his daily COVID-19 update today. However, the Minister of Health did not offer any additional information on the case, but rather he said that his ministry has started their contact tracing. Headline News understands that the second infected person is a woman in her 30s. She has no recent travel history. The patient is said to be in a stable condition at the Infectious Disease Hospital at Liliendal. Just over a week ago, Guyana confirmed its first case of monkeypox. The 50-year-old male resident of Region 4 had all the signs and symptoms of monkeypox and underwent a series of tests. The man has been isolated at the Infectious Disease Hospital at Liliendal. Just last month, the World Health Organization declared the growing monkeypox outbreak a global health emergency, its highest level of alert. A woman was stabbed over a dozen times after her lover browsed through her cell phone. Esther Sobers has more on that tragic story.
Yet another woman has lost her life at the hands of her partner. The victim was stabbed 13 times by her 36-year-old reputed husband after he checked her cell phone and saw that she was chatting with another male. Police are investigating the murder committed on 28-year-old Tashima Dazil, a housewife who was allegedly fatally stabbed at her Ujama housing scheme home on Saturday, August 27, 2022. Inquiries disclosed that the deceased and the suspect shared a common law relationship and would often have domestic issues. However, the now deceased woman never made any report to the police regarding this. The suspect, Quincy Lloyd Roach, owner of Go Local Guyana, had fled the scene after he killed Dazel. He later turned himself in at the Tushin police station, where he confessed. He was taken into police custody and told detectives that he checked Dazel's phone and saw that she was chatting with another. Roach further stated that he confronted Dazel and an argument ensued. During an argument, he grabbed a knife and stabbed the woman several times. Dazel ran out of the house screaming but collapsed and died on a bridge in front of her home. It was also disclosed that the stabbing occurred in front of the woman's 6-year-old son. Dazel's cousin, a 33-year-old woman who lives next door, also told police that she heard the woman screaming. She immediately opened the door and saw Dazel running out of her yard and onto her bridge, where she collapsed motionlessly. The suspect exited the house and joined a minibus and made good his escape, heading in the northern direction. The police report said the body of the deceased was examined and stabbed 13 wounds were seen. Her body is at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation awaiting a post-mortem examination. Roach remains in custody as investigations are ongoing. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The police in Region 6 is on the hunt for a male suspect after a chopping incident during the early hours of this morning in the village of Wairuni along the Berbice River, Region 6, which has left one cousin dead and another critical with a severed arm. The dead man has been identified as 23-year-old Salman King. His cousin, 18-year-old Shane Osborne, is critically injured after he too was severely chopped several times. Reports said that the men were at a friend's residence at Wairuni imbibing when they observed the suspect and two men becoming involved in a heated argument. Osborne allegedly intervened in the argument and the suspect pushed him into a canal before attacking him with a cutlass and dealing him several chops about his body. King attempted to rush to his cousin's defense, but he was attacked and fatally chopped by the suspect. He collapsed and died at the scene. The suspect subsequently escaped on foot. The men were rushed to the New Amsterdam Regional Hospital where Osborne was admitted in a critical condition. King was officially pronounced dead with several chop wounds on his body. His body is at a funeral home awaiting a post-mortem examination. The police are in pursuit of the suspect as investigations continue. Stick around after the break. Guyana's fire service quickly extinguished fire set by a youngster, and multi-million-dollar roadworks on Aubrey Barker Road have commenced.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Clearance has a crazy sale on Friday, August 26th, where women get up to half off. Jeans, ladies' dresses, tops, working shoes as low as $3,500, and men get from 15 to 50% off. Men's shirts, Dockers trousers, polos, sneakers, shorts, men's dress shoes, and suits. And don't forget, 10% off backpacks. So remember, the sale is Friday, August 26th. Clearance, always keeping you in style. Who could stop Clearance?
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Some $95.3 million roadworks on the Aubrey Barker Road in South Rijnveld Gardens have commenced, including widening the road to ease congestion and the construction of drains to address the issue of flooding, which severely affects the community when it rains. The road will be widened by approximately 2 meters and drains are going to be built on the sides with a new well-laid flexible pavement approximately 3 inches thick. The works are being executed by Surrey Paving Aggregate Company, Caribbean Limited, and are expected to be completed by the end of the year. Upon completion, the road will be about 7 meters wide, which would provide 2 lanes for comfortable use of the road. Traffic Safety and Maintenance Manager Kester Hines said widening of the road is to cater for the building up of traffic from Mandela Avenue that needs to access South Rheinfeldt and Roxanne Burnham Gardens. The Guyana Fire Service has put out a fire that was sparked by a youngster on the east bank of Demerara, as the Sobers has more in this report.
Quick action by the Guyana Fire Service quelled the complete destruction of an apartment building at Friendship Public Road, East Bank, Demerara on Friday, August 26. Reports are that the fire started sometime around 11 a.m. by a child playing with a cigarette lighter. The 2-story wood and concrete structure is owned by 51-year-old Yonette Wilshire. She shares the property with 9 other family members. According to a press release published by the Guyana Fire Service, the blaze was sparked in an apartment on the northern portion of the building ground floor. There was significant damage to both the residence and its belongings. The Guyana Fire Service is advising persons to execute caution and follow safety measures to avoid fires at their homes. It added that children should also be educated on the dangers of fire starters, such as matches and lighters, and warned about their use. Do not leave children unattended or at home without adult supervision. Keep children away from the cooking area and ensure matches and lighters are out of the reach of children at all times. Additionally, the Guyana Fire Service is calling on persons to equip their homes with fire prevention and firefighting devices, such as smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The Ministry of Housing and Water, Central Housing and Planning Authority, will be hosting its Dream Realized House Lot Distribution exercise in Region 3 in September. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell on Friday said the event would see several residents receiving lots as the ministry works to clear the backlog of pending applicants within the region. Last month, the government announced it would develop 7,000 house lots in the vicinity of the planned thoroughfare from Schooner to Parika. Additionally, Minister Crowell said the ministry had been actively engaging the relevant authorities to access lands within the area to commence infrastructural works. Simultaneously, the minister said the ministry is addressing the issue of irregular land occupancy in the area. Don't go away after the break. Libya unrest, tentative calm after a violent Tripoli clash, and monkeypox cases highest in the Americas.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rheinfeldt or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Clearance has a crazy sale on Friday, August 26th, where women get up to half off. Jeans, ladies' dresses, tops, working shoes as low as $3,500, and men get from 15 to 50% off. Men's shirts, Dockers trousers, polos, sneakers, shorts, men's dress shoes, and suits. And don't forget, 10% off backpacks. So remember, the sale is Friday, August 26th. Clearance, always keeping you in style. Who could stop Clearance?
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. The World Health Organization says intense monkeypox transmission continues in the Americas region. Although the number of cases globally fell by more than 20% last week, the World Health Organization says that while most cases in the early stage of the outbreak were in Europe, with a smaller portion in the Americas, the situation has now reversed. Currently, less than 40% of the reported cases are in Europe and 60% are in the Americas. There are signs that the outbreak is slowing in Europe, where a combination of effective public health measures, behavioral changes, and vaccination are helping to prevent transmission. In South America, the Argentine economy is battling rampant inflation and a currency losing value daily against the US dollar. But while Argentina struggles, its more stable neighbors are taking advantage and enjoying a cross-border price boom. Al Jazeera's Daniel Schmiller has more.
These trucks have come from all over Argentina. They're waiting to unload pretty much everything: food, clothes, shoes, medicines and toiletries.
Who do we sell to? It all goes to Bolivia. In the towns around here, people sometimes can't afford to buy, so we can't sell much in this area. Things are bad in the rest of Argentina, but thank God we're close to Bolivia and we sell every day.
An army of 700 or so porters, known as bagalleros, crosses the border every morning from Bolivia to deliver to waiting merchants. They're members of a well-organised cooperative, working with the authorities on both sides of the border. Storerooms like these used to be full of Argentine produce for sale in Bolivia. But now, because of the problems in the Argentine economy, it's the other way round, with Bolivians crossing the border in their thousands to buy everything that Argentina can supply. What can't be bought legally is, for a small price, transported through one of these 78 known clandestine crossing points. Dirt tracks and hidden paths on the long, almost impossible to police border. Not that anyone is really trying to.
The contraband that's now benefiting Argentine traders is not a priority. The priority is stopping drugs coming in. We can't fight the contraband, because if we did, the town would explode. We have got the benefit of social peace right now. Everyone's doing okay.
Much of the produce ends up in markets like this one in Yacuiba, 7 kilometers into Bolivia, where about 70% of its merchandise comes from Argentina, attracting shoppers from far and wide.
There is a lot more now than before because the dollar in Argentina is unstable, going down, then up. Sometimes you lose, but now we're winning because the Argentine peso is expensive, which lowers the price for us.
Inflation in Argentina in July alone hit 7.4%. The widely used dollar black market pays more than twice the official rate. The country's had 3 economy ministers in just a few weeks. Many are struggling, but not here.
We've got work, which is important in this country at the moment. However, we live from day to day. Things aren't as good right now as they were a month ago because of the constant rise and fall of prices. The dollar's up, the dollar's down, so it's hard to negotiate. You can't plan anything, but at least there's work.
It won't last, it can't last, it never does. Latin American economies are victims of boom and bust. Communities like this one ebb and flow, with decisions taken thousands of kilometres away. But for now, they're enjoying the good times, while they can. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera, in Salvador Massa on Argentina's border with Bolivia.
Internationally, calm is returning to the Libyan capital after a day of intense fighting that killed at least 32 people and injured more than 150. Gunfire erupted between rival armed groups on Saturday over disagreement about who should govern the country. Al Jazeera's Malik Trina has more.
Sidi Khalifa is a densely populated area in the heart of Tripoli. Early Saturday morning, its streets turned into a battle zone as rival militias fought each other. Each supports one of two governments who claim to be in charge of Libya.
Look at this. This is the kind of weapons they were using. This is a residential neighborhood. How can they use weapons like this in a residential area?
They were fighting for control of this government building, which belongs to the Ministry of Interior. Tripoli hasn't seen this level of violence since a nationwide ceasefire was signed in 2020. People here are extremely angry and are calling for armed groups to leave the capital. Mohammed Abbasa says the violence lasted for several hours. His home was damaged and his family's store burned down. He says Tripoli-based Prime Minister Abdelhamid Dbeibeh should do more to stop the violence.
We were living in fear. My 3 daughters were shivering. My mother fainted. We didn't know what to do. I blame the politicians. They don't care about us. All they care about is staying in power. Where is Dbeibeh? He went and visited the fighters who have weapons, but he didn't come here to see us.
Ali El-Hadi says his family was trapped inside his home after it caught fire and nearly suffocated because of the smoke before his neighbors came to their rescue.
This is a residential street. It has women, children, elderly. We nearly died. God saved us. We don't want these security bases near our homes. Move them out of the city and they can fight as much as they want.
Libya has had 2 rival centers of power for the past 8 years. The internationally recognized government in Tripoli says it now has full control of the capital. But what many here are hoping for is some sort of reconciliation and unity among the warring sides, so they don't keep living in fear of conflict. Malik Traina, Al Jazeera, Tripoli.
And finally, charities in the United Kingdom are warning the dramatic increase in the cost of electricity and gas will completely wipe out the income of poor households. Millions are now faced with the choice of feeding their families or heating their homes. Al Jazeera's Nadeem Baba has more.
Match day at Blackpool Football Club, and like every home game, they're collecting donations for the local food bank. But things are slow, very slow. This supporters club right by the stadium is part of the initiative. It says donations have dropped as energy price rises bite.
People are, not as able to give as much as they normally would like to because they're very, very generous football fans in the local community because we're all from around here, and it's a real shame.
Bobby Mack's a long-time Blackpool fan, but he says an 80% increase in energy bills will soon stop him leaving the house.
Something's got to give. So it'll have to be the scooter. So I can't afford to charge it because I've got to eat. But it means you're looking at 4 walls every day. So there again, it'll start affecting the mental health.
A short distance away, visitors are making the most of the sunshine. This town's been a popular holiday destination since the 19th century. But that's not the whole picture. Step away from the seafront and the deprivation becomes obvious. When the Low Pay Commission came up with a list of the 20 most deprived regions in the UK, 7 of them were in Blackpool, many of them just a stone's throw away from tourist attractions like the famous Tower. No wonder then that the rise in energy prices is worrying residents and businesses alike. Hamish Hewitt has run this pub for 25 years. Inflation's forced him to increase prices recently, but he says higher utility bills could force him to close during the week.
I'm 70 years of age and it's the worst thing I've ever came across it. I open during the week for my regulars and for elderly and people like, and the shame is now they won't even be able to come in for the heat.
Down on the beach we meet Zahur with his wife and 5-year-old son visiting for the day. He says they're doing all they can to cut costs, but it's tough.
We was just going past the toy shops and I just kept the boy outside the shop because he's going to ask for toys. So should I buy him toy or should I buy him food?
The cost of living crisis means people across Britain are already making difficult choices. Next month a new Prime Minister will be in office. The need for urgent action couldn't be clearer. Nadeem Barber, Al Jazeera, Blackpool.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.